Welcome to our exploration of one of the most enigmatic regions on Earth, the Bermuda Triangle, a place shrouded in mystery, where ships and aircraft have vanished without a trace. Today, we will delve into the myths, legends, and possible explanations surrounding this infamous area. The Bermuda Triangle, often referred to as the Devil's Triangle, is a loosely defined region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. It is bordered by 3 points: Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. This triangular area covers roughly 500,000 square miles and has gained notoriety for the mysterious disappearances of numerous ships and planes. Throughout history, there have been several high-profile cases that have fueled the Bermuda Triangle myth. One of the most famous incidents occurred on 5th December 1945. On that fateful day, 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, dubbed Flight 19, took off from Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station for a routine overwater navigation training mission. Their triangular flight plan called for them to head east from the Florida coast and conduct bombing runs at a place called Hens and Chickens Shoals. They would then turn north and proceed over Grand Bahama Island before changing course a third time and flying southwest back to base. Except for one plane that carried 2 men, each of the Avengers was crewed by 3 Navy men or Marines, most of whom had logged around 300 hours in the air. The flight's leader was Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, an experienced pilot and veteran of several combat missions in World War II's Pacific Theater. At first, Flight 19's hop proceeded smoothly. Taylor and his pilots buzzed over Hens and Chickens Shoals around 2:30 p.m. and dropped their practice bombs without incident. But shortly after the patrol turned north for the second leg of its journey, something very strange happened. For reasons that are still unclear, Taylor became convinced that his Avenger's compass was malfunctioning and that his planes had been flying in the wrong direction. The troubles only mounted after a front blew in and brought rain, gusting winds, and heavy cloud cover. Flight 19 became hopelessly disoriented. "I don't know where we are," one of the pilots said over the radio. "We must have got lost after that last turn." Under normal circumstances, pilots lost in the Atlantic were supposed to point their planes toward the setting sun and fly west toward the mainland, but Taylor had become convinced that he might be over the Gulf of Mexico. Hoping to locate the Florida Peninsula, he made a fateful decision to steer Flight 19 northeast, a course that would only take them even farther out to sea. Some of his pilots seemed to have recognized that he was making a mistake. "Damn it," one man griped over the radio. "If we would just fly west, we would get home." Taylor was eventually persuaded to turn around and head west, but shortly after 6 p.m., he seems to have cancelled the order and once again changed direction. "We didn't go far enough east," he said, still worried that he might be in the Gulf. "We may as well just turn around and go east again." His pilots probably argued against the decision. Some investigators even believe that one plane broke off and flew in a different direction, but most followed their commander's lead. Flight 19's radio transmissions soon became increasingly faint as it meandered out to sea. When fuel began to run low, Taylor was heard prepping his men for a potential crash landing in the ocean. "All planes close up tight," he said. "We'll have to ditch unless landfall. When the first plane drops below 10 gallons, we all go down together." A few minutes later, the Avenger's last radio communications were replaced by an eerie buzz of static. Despite extensive search efforts by the Navy, no trace of the planes or their crew was ever found. This incident sparked widespread fascination and paranoia regarding the area. Another famous incident in the area dates back to 1918. The USS Cyclops was the biggest ship the US Navy had at that time. The ship had been sailing successfully since 1910, traveling between the Baltic Sea, the Caribbean, and Mexico, and assisting with moving coal around the world and helping refugees. But in 1917, when America entered World War I, Cyclops became a key naval asset, transporting troops and coal to fuel other ships all over the world. In March 1918, with a crew of 306 people and 11,000 tons of manganese on board, the ship left Brazil, then voyaged to Barbados to resupply for the long journey home to Baltimore. The last known message from the ship said simply, "Weather fair, all well." But on the 9-day journey, something went awry, and no one from the ship was ever seen or heard again, vanishing without even an SOS. With countless theories attempting to explain the Bermuda Triangle phenomenon, let's examine some of the most prominent ones. Many disappearances can be attributed to navigational errors, weather conditions, or mechanical failures. The vastness of the ocean makes it challenging for even experienced pilots and captains. The Bermuda Triangle is subject to unpredictable weather patterns, including hurricanes and rogue waves, which can pose significant dangers to vessels and aircraft. Some scientists suggest that large underwater methane hydrate deposits may release gas bubbles, potentially sinking ships swiftly and without warning. Another theory posits that magnetic anomalies in the area can interfere with navigational instruments, leading to confusion and misdirection for pilots and sailors. Others have speculated about more fantastical explanations, including alien abductions and time warps. While these ideas captivate our imagination, they lack scientific evidence. Despite the allure of the Bermuda Triangle, research shows that the number of incidents in this region is not significantly higher than in other heavily traveled areas of the ocean. In fact, the United States Board on Geographic Names does not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as an official name, and many of the stories surrounding it have been exaggerated or fabricated over time. While the Bermuda Triangle continues to capture the public's imagination, it is essential to approach the mystery with a critical mind. The combination of natural phenomena, human error, and sensationalized stories has transformed this region into a cultural phenomenon. As we continue to explore our world, the stories of the Bermuda Triangle remind us of the unknowns that still exist in our oceans. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the Bermuda Triangle mystery. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more informative content. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of our world.